All right, Hero Comics here when I talk about The Wiz. Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, and Richard Pryor, and everybody. Nipsey Russell. Yeah, other people. Lena Horne. Yeah, I want to talk about that. Because I was just thinking about this. We saw the Stunning Critic and Todd in the Shadows review, and that was fun. But I just want to talk about stuff myself. Basically, I did enjoy this movie. I still do enjoy it. But I have to say it's not my favorite version of Wizard of Oz. It have to be the original one. Original movie one. The original movie one. It had to be that one. That one because that's classic Wizard of Oz. Here, basically, we have an issue. Basically, let me see here. Basically here, they go by the numbers eventually. But at first, yeah, and then okay, the costumes are okay. The songs are amazing. I'm a huge fan of the songs. The world is okay, although Oz is okay as well. There's some issues with it, but I kind of like it for the most part. But the main issue I have with with the Wiz, is the fact that you have a uh, basically Diana Ross and a lot of people are singing songs in the the world of the Wiz. Talk about getting getting braver and working on their stuff and all the love they feel and especially Dorothy at the end. She sings a song about how she wants to when she thinks of home. She imagines a place there's love overflowing, things like that. Great song. But I saw the beginning of The Wiz. Just wanted to make sure. Just saw the beginning of The Wiz. It's on YouTube. Beginning of The Wiz movie. And yeah, at first I was thinking, okay, back in the old Wizard of Oz with the homegirl, the classic cast. Basically, the girl that played Dorothy. Then we had time to establish a lot of things. We established the character of Dorothy. We established the character of Auntie M and the uncle. We established the guy that's going to be represents the Scarecrow, the guy that represents the Tin Woodsman, and the guy who represents the Cowardly Lion. We had stuff go on. Then we had stuff going on. Then we had the tornado. Then we established the person that's going to be the Wicked Witch from the West. The girl that's going to be the Wicked Witch from the West. We established the guy that's going to be the Wizard of Oz. Okay. Then we have the tornado. After we have the tornado, then we're in Oz, and you see fantasy versions of these characters hanging out. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You see them. There's some new characters too, but you see them, and it's just like, okay, that's great. That's awesome. Seeing that in there, and basically, the Wizard of Oz, in my opinion, is a story about how someone is having to deal with stuff in real life, and then through basically learning, through basically going into this fantasy world, basically fantastical world, there where things are simplified, amped up and simplified or whatever. They basically are able to figure out how to deal with things in the real world, right? And I'm like, okay, that's great. But here's the problem with this one, The Wiz. There is no representation of Scarecrow and Cowardly Lion and then the Tin Man, as far as I can tell. They established a bit of stuff going on with Dorothy, Diana Ross's Dorothy, with Auntie M and the uncle, a little bit, And at first I was thinking, okay, maybe I missed a part. Maybe there was, because it's been a long time since I've seen the movie, so I was like, maybe I missed a part. Maybe there was a part where, it's a party, and we get to see some people, some relatives who will be represented by the Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Cowardly Lion. But no, it was a regular dinner. Girl's been hanging out with Auntie M and Uncle Ben, whatever his name is, for years. Who knows how long. And she's like, yeah, okay. They talk about. She's like, yeah, yeah. Auntie M's like talking about how there's a new job for her available, and she should take that job and move out on her own. And now, don't get me wrong, that's important. Time will come. Time comes for that sometimes, but I don't really feel the love. She did say that she and Uncle Ben would be, well, Uncle whatever would be there. His name is Uncle Ben, but I'm like, who's the most famous uncle in my opinion? Spider-Man, of course. Spider-Man's Uncle Ben. But anyway, she basically would, have a support group if she needed it from Auntie Em and Uncle and the uncle. But they wanted to get out on her own, and that's a good. In some ways, that's really good and important to go. When you're growing up, and an opportunity comes, it's a good idea to go. But if it's the right opportunity, but when you're saying, when I think of home, singing at the end, when I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. But we have someone saying, yeah, it's time for you to leave. Get on out there, go. And then at the end, I think the Nostalgia Critic and Torn in the Shadows crossover review, you actually hear the Nostalgia Critic say, basically, you say, when Dorothy returns home, uh, returns to the real world and goes out of sight. You hear her say, "Auntie Em," I think it was on the show. Say, "Auntie Em, I had the craziest dream. None of you weren't there, and you weren't there. None of you were there." And then you start to say, "What? No, as Auntie Em, you haven't moved out yet." I'm like, "What are you doing? You still here? You haven't moved out yet?" So I'm like, yeah, it kind of falls flat. I like the song. It's an amazing song. But then it's like I don't feel the love. I don't feel the love there at home. No. So I'm like, yeah. If you're gonna watch the movie, just be careful with that. There's some great stuff in there. And some people are like, yeah. I remember when I had to go out on my own and get a new job and stuff. This really spoke to me. I'm like, okay, see, yeah, there is good stuff in the movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but I'm not saying, in my opinion, it's not my favorite version. It's not my favorite version of The Wizard of Oz. Uh, it's a pretty awesome version. Glad to have some people of color in there. That's nice. That's nice. But yeah, let's say best and worst. Let's say best thing about this was The Wiz is definitely the music, followed by the costumes. And the world of the Wiz, the regular world's just a regular world. The world of the Wiz is pretty epic in a lot of ways. I did like it, especially the Emerald City. It was great. I want to be seen green, so yeah, that was great. And gold was good too. The giant dance floor piano, that was awesome. So the world is pretty good. The music's amazing. The costumes are pretty awesome. The characters are okay, but there was the issue with the message. This isn't necessarily, here's how you deal with this stuff. In ways it was, but it was definitely not as good as representing everything that's going on with the character in a way that is external. Maybe the characters, Scarecrow, Howard the Lion, and Tin Man are facets of herself. Maybe that can make sense, but still, it's not my favorite. Not my favorite way of doing it. So that'd be the worst. The worst is the lesson. The weird way the lessons were done. In ways, Frosty, Legend of Frosty the Snowman did better because we established some stuff, how things were before, and then we basically figured things out a little bit. But then at the end, there was a stumble because it was just like, yeah, we did have him say, maybe we should change the rules. Similar stuff here. We have some things established, and we have a great middle. But at the end, it's like, yeah, I'm going to go back home where there's love, and there's not much love. It's like, yeah, maybe there's love a little bit, and there'll be love later. But it's a kind of weird thing. It's not, oh, yes, you're well, just let's hang out. Togetherness, no, none of that. So, See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube, Video Art. Let's check out some more movies and stuff.